Senator Sasse for his first day here and his opening address to the committee.
Thank you, Ranking Member. Opening address feels a little too august, but to you and the Chairman, thanks for inviting me. To all of you on the committee, you know there are good reasons why this is regularly referred to as the most powerful committee in the Congress. The work here affects moms and dads, farmers and ranchers, patients and doctors, taxpayers, present and future. And so, Chairman, thank you for having me serve on this committee and for your welcome, and it's good to follow you in your chairmanship on a second committee. I'm also extremely eager to have my first vote on this committee be the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement. The USMCA should have been done a long, long time ago. It languished in the House for reasons that aren't really that defensible, but it's great that we're finally going to have the opportunity to vote on this trade agreement. Senator Toomey made a bunch of important comments that I agree with as well, and yet we need to, given political realities, get this agreement across the finish line. The USMCA comes at a critical time for Nebraska agriculture. Here's the bad news. Farmers have experienced low commodity prices, excessive supply, weather disasters, global trade disruptions, and the farm economy, as the senator from Kansas has said, is embarrassingly sluggish. But here's the good news. The USMCA trade agreement strengthens our trading relationships with North American neighbors. It is also the foundation for some future trade agreements in terms of modernization of rules and regulations, laws and obligations with conformity, transparency, and verification. According to the USDA Economic Research Service, Nebraska exported almost $7 billion of agricultural commodities in 2018. That puts Nebraska sixth in the nation in trade in ag exports, behind California, Iowa, Illinois, Minnesota, and Texas. If you know your demography, Nebraska is by far the lowest population state of those big six. So the value of Nebraska exports consistently accounts for 30% of our state's total agricultural receipts. The USMCA trade agreement provides security, market access, long-term stability and growth, not only in quantity, but also in the value of our products sold to North American trading partners. This agreement further lays the foundation for future agreements for protection against foul play from China. More mutually beneficial trading agreements will strengthen our position against exploitative trade practices that undermine American influence worldwide. So, Mr. Chairman and members of this committee, I am proud of the efforts by the U.S. Trade Representative. Ambassador Lighthizer is away on different work, but as one of only two Republicans who voted against his confirmation, because I have a more pro-free trade view than the ambassador on a lot of issues, I want to compliment him and his team on the way they have dialogued with us and worked with us. The ambassador has been a prince of a man in terms of his willingness to engage and educate and tutor. So here's the bottom line. Nebraska is ready to keep feeding the world, and we need open trade markets to do so. We should get the job done. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.